Listen, do not, under any circumstances,
Try this at home.
we're what you call experts.
We do this for a living.
On this special episode, he's taken more than a dummy can bear. But now, Buster is being rebuilt.
I gotta say, that looks like it hurt.
Every battered nut and bolt.
I love it. I think it's great.
At last, he'll get a brand new body as we get under the bruised and burnt skin of the Mythbusters' ultimate fall guy. And who did this to him? Adam Savage.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
And Jamie Heineman.
I kind of like it in here. It's private.
Between them, more than 30 years, special effects, and dummy wrecking experience.
That was intense.
They don't just tell the myths. They put Buster to the painful test.
Look at this poor guy, Jamie. I mean, he's been burnt, bashed.
Yeah, beaten and blown up.
I mean, we have absolutely trashed this dummy.
Yeah, it's time Buster had a totally new body, built from scratch, I think.
Remember when we first got him, how pink and perfect he was?
Fresh as a newborn baby.
It was the start of a great adventure.
In this box right here is the new star of Mythbusters. Oh, look at that.
That's all I need is another dummy around this place.
Yeah, but you can kick this one's ass, and let's just come back for more. What part of the body is
That
this?
would be the, goes in
Oh, that's the stomach, okay. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful.
This is like a giant-sized G.I. Joe.
Take a really good last look. He was fresh-faced, undamaged, enthusiastic, and, well, that was all about to change.
I think we should call him Buster.
Buster. Buster sounds pretty good. Kind of manly, a little, pretty descriptive.
He doesn't have any ears.
And so to Buster's first job, the exploding toilet. A can of flammable gas is somehow emptied into the bowl. Homeowner sits down, drops a cigarette between his knees, and the Mythbusters used gunpowder.
How much? I put it all in there.
That's too much.
Half of it.
That's a hell of a lot. Should give you one hell of an effect.
For Buster, it would be a baptism by fire.
If you can lift his thighs, and I'll scoot him back.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
There we go.
He was about to learn two valuable lessons. First, even for a crash test dummy, smoking is bad for your health. And second, you really should ask a few questions before signing on for TV stunt work.
Are we good to go?
Yep.
Ready. Go. That was great.
It didn't even move him.
No, he didn't even move.
It did blow his pants up, though.
He's still holding the cigarette.
Buster had his first myth-busting battle scars. Sadly, he wouldn't be able to show them off in polite company.
Yeah, I've had days just like this, too.
Buster had survived the mother of all initiation hazings and was now officially part of the team.
Well, that was Buster's very first baptism of fire.
Yeah, Buster is trashed.
And that was not remotely the worst that we put him through.
So we've come to a place called the Bone Room
To get some bones.
to rebuild Buster.
There aren't too many places around where you can buy human bones, but you can at the Bone Room, and plenty else besides.
What is that?
It's a giraffe vertebra.
Look at the size of it. Crikey. So, Christina, we actually need some human bones and arm and leg bones specifically. Hold this.
There you go. That is one human femur.
It's normally a hangout of taxidermists and med students, but Jamie and Adam are looking for bones to test for strength to help with the rebuild.
There are your bones.
Okay, well, we have some great supplies to help us rebuild Buster.
Because while he was designed to be in car accidents, what the Mythbusters did to him took him far beyond the call of his original duty.
Yeah, we came down on him like a ton of bricks.
Testing the barrel of bricks myth was Buster's first real taste of just how evil the Mythbusters could be.
I gotta say, that looks like it hurt.
And that was just the warm-up. The guys had something far more painful in mind.
How's that feel, sport?
In this myth, an unfortunate builder fights a losing battle with a barrel of bricks and gravity. To test it, the guys needed a scaffold 30 feet high.
More than 10 feet can break limbs. At where we are at about 30 feet, you could easily die falling that high.
A pulley was secured at the top, and a rope passed through. The barrel at one end, Buster waiting nervously on the other, which was tied off on the fender of Jamie's truck. Buster had a quick-release hand, so he could let go of the rope at the right time.
Have a seat there, buddy. Your life's about to get really hard.
It was, but first, Jamie had to load in 500 pounds of bricks.
A lot of creaking going on up here.
Turns out that was more weight than the rig could handle. There was no time for Buster's last words.
I'm not even sure, actually, that the pulley's going to stay on that pipe.
The pipe's bending. We gotta go now.
Yeah.
Okay?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The barrel didn't fail.
The barrel didn't break. Buster was left hanging. And there would be no escape for our hero. The barrel was weakened, a board placed in the drop zone, and once again, Buster was ready for liftoff.
3, 2. It worked perfectly. We broke a crash test dummy, man. I think that's a red letter day. Yeah!
After the break, it's hammer time as Buster goes out for the high dive and learns to fly like a bird with rocket propulsion.
You know, over the years, we put Buster through a heck of a lot of abuse. And if he had real bones like you and I, they probably would have broken by now several times over. So we thought, as long as we're rebuilding him, why not give him something that breaks exactly when real bone would break?
So the first thing we need to know is exactly what a real bone will take. And I built this machine here which will tell us exactly that.
All right, so lower it down.
Okay, here we go.
That's a femur, and there's 200 pounds on the bar.
Well, that's taking the weight.
Okay, up the easy.
Yeah, I'll put on 25 more pounds.
The femur is generally regarded as the strongest bone in your body. But you won't believe how strong.
500. Come on, break already. I don't know when this is going to end.
Somebody's been eating his Wheaties.
The human race. No way. 600 pounds coming up. Oh, 625.
625. Man, that was violent.
625 pounds. That's a,
That sounded like a gun went off.
It did. It sounded like a gunshot. That was really intense.
So now we need to find a material that'll take 600 pounds, but not 625.
Because it's happened before, and it's likely we'll deliver that kind of force to Buster again, and again, and again.
Well, there's this myth that if you fall off a high structure like a bridge or a crane or something over water and you throw a hammer in front of you, that it'll save your life because it'll break the surface tension of the water.
Bridge jumping. What a joy for Buster. But after the barrel of bricks, he was in no condition to jump off anything.
We can totally rebuild him. We can make him better. He's just like a big Tinker Toy set, really.
While they were at it, Buster was to get a new brain.
This is an accelerometer. This will measure the G-force when he hits the water. I like this. I'm quite pleased with this. Let me get your chest back on. You think you're better than me? Hey, this guy's almost ready to throw off the roof.
Oh, good. This was to test the accelerometer.
3, 2, 1. That was perfect. We cracked his entire head in. I mean, just the big old welds along here should be fine.
Easy for him to say. It wasn't his head, but the accelerometer worked fine. Now, they wanted to test this one at the Golden Gate Bridge, just like the Myth. But security concerns meant they had to settle for a crane, 180 feet high.
It's a strange combination of, like, sheer terror and delight. I'm not sure. I think my fascination is overriding my terror.
First up, they tested Buster's impact without the hammer.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, no. Poor guy. Oh, no, no, no.
One drop, one leg. 2 drops. 2 legs. Who'd have thought?
He's completely trashed. The cast aluminum of his thigh bone right here absolutely just shattered in contact with the water. It's pretty obvious that from that height, you're completely screwed.
Legless, Buster concurred with that scientific assessment. But his day wasn't done. Would the addition of a hammer break the water's surface tension and save his skin?
We're ready on your count.
3, 2, 1, go.
In short, the hammer made no difference whatsoever.
I'd say that's a good day's work.
I want to get the hell off this crane.
Well, I'll tell you, I never imagined that falling into water, which I knew was dangerous, would actually tear you limb from limb. I mean, it tore Buster's legs right off.
Yeah, and then I had to spend a half a day on the weekend by myself out there with a clam rake finding the lower limb.
I'm really glad you did.
Well, for whatever good it did. How are you doing with the bone tests?
Excellent, actually. I've got what I think is perfect arm bone material, both upper and lower, and I'm just about to do the final test on this roughly 3/4 inch poplar spar, which I think is going to make a perfect set of leg bones for him. That was perfect. This broke at exactly the same weight as the human femur.
Yeah, it looks like Buster's new bones are going to be made out of poplar.
And you know what this will tell us is, for instance, if I got launched 200 feet out of a culvert, whether or not that resulting landing would actually break any of my bones.
Well, I think we already know the answer to that one.
Well, what's next in line for Buster is to put him in a 3-foot pipe with a bunch of gasoline and maybe even gunpowder and see if we can launch him like a cannonball.
In this myth, a hillbilly is blown over his house after trying to blast a raccoon out of a rain pipe using gasoline.
It's like a secret escape hatch! Woo!
The guys had a pipe 3 feet round, just like the myth. It was positioned in a pile of earth for stability and safety.
Well, we've just covered the pipe with dirt, and so I guess we're going to pour some gasoline down there and light it with the dummy in the tube. We pretty well know that nothing's going to happen.
Just like the genius in the myth, Buster was positioned head first in the pipe, eyeballing the cranky raccoon.
The raccoon's probably all the way at the very end, you know, up against like a steel grate or something like that. So he's probably like right here, trying to be as threatening as a raccoon soaked with gasoline can be.
5 gallons of gasoline should get this party started.
Okay, it's kind of a lot. A lot of gasoline pouring out of there.
That's it.
All right, get out of there. In 3, 2, 1. There we go. We have ignition. Put it out now. Go. Well, that wasn't nothing at all. Let's see how our raccoon did. Oh. For those who like their raccoons deep fried, we replicated the myth, we got nothing. Now it's time to see what it takes to launch him out of that tube.
So, scratch gas. If you really want to blow a hillbilly over a house, you need gunpowder.
We're using 10 1-pound cans of the GoX black powder. That should give us a pretty good bang.
And a sealed tube. Jamie's built this foam sabot so Buster would be tight in the pipe, like a bullet in a barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Buster is locked in the sabot. It's a perfect fit.
So that's the 10-pounder, isn't it?
It's a 10-pounder.
Don't look like much.
Not until it goes off.
Look at that. That's perfect.
The whole damn thing could blow up for all we know. But our best shot is that it's going to come out of there, and it's going to come out really fast, and it's going to look really cool.
Jamie's so confident, he's parked Buster's chair right where he thinks he'll land.
Jamie, are you hoping to catch him?
Yeah.
All right, that's about the most optimistic thing I've ever heard. If you catch him, I'll give you $100.
Buster, of course, would get nothing but trouble.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God!
I almost made the chair.
You almost made the chair. Oh, he survived. Buster survived. Oh, woo. Oh, how you feeling, buddy?
Buster perfected the art of the nearly human cannonball, and once again gave all in the name of myth-busting. Coming up, Buster learns why wooden parachutes never caught on.
You know, I'm really hoping that this is the very last major rebuild we'll have to do for a while.
Yeah, well, I can't hardly wait to see what it takes to bust Buster's new skeleton. Whoop. Hey, it's not ready yet. We can't do that. Sorry.
Hardly any of the original Buster will be left. Jamie and Adam have custom-made nearly all of the skeleton.
I love it. That's terrific. And there's a little bit of play in there. I think it's great.
He's got new, more flexible aluminum joints, and the wooden pieces will closely match the strength of human arms and legs. And best yet, they're all quickly and easily replaceable.
So, Dr. Hyman, will I still be able to play the piano when this operation's over?
Piano playing is fine, but I would like you to watch this safety film on the dangers of playing the trombone.
This is a musical myth. A wacky trombonist thinks it'd be fun to fire his mute into the audience at the crescendo of the 1812 overture. Instead, his firecracker-propelled mute hits the conductor, blowing him into the crowd, and the trombone slide is shot into the second violinist. Strangely, none of the local concert halls expressed any desire to help out.
He's pretty floppy. It's like trying to get a dead guy to stand up.
So this would be an outdoor show, with Buster making his conducting debut. He had a little stage fright.
Hey, Jack.
Understandable, given the Mythbusters brought in pyrotechnician Jack Morocco to ensure they got enough bang for their concert-going buck.
Just another day of blowing something up. I think it's going to be a nice loud bang. I think it's going to destroy the mute right off. I don't think nearly anything that we're going to be able to do is actually going to get the mute to Buster. Continuity's good. All right. Are we all good to go?
Notice how everyone moved behind the safety screen. Some nights, Buster dreams of doing that.
In 3, 2, 1.
Well, it didn't go anywhere.
It is using that trombone. Holy crap!
Why is he smoking so much? It looks like it did hit him.
It's on fire.
And look, the slide's still in place.
Slide.
That, I think if it didn't blow off with that, it's not going to...
The slide is still in place.
It was quite a performance. Buster was hot, but of course, what self-respecting show ends without an encore? More gunpowder, please, Maestro.
Ready to fire in 3, 2, 1.
He had a blast, busted the myth, but Buster's conducting days were over. Next, Buster's diving holiday goes horribly wrong as he discovers the dangers of cut-rate accommodation.
Remember, don't try this at home.
We've got years of experience that keeps us safe.
Buster was excited. They were taking him scuba diving, but this was no Hawaiian holiday.
Maybe we should grease him with some lard.
Myth has it, a scuba diver was found dead in a forest fire. Seems he was sucked up by a firefighting helicopter and dumped there. Those choppers have massive pumps. To replicate the story, the Mythbusters built their own. And guess who got to play the unlucky diver? Adam helpfully pushed Buster up towards the funnel, but nothing.
There was just not enough suction to hold him. I mean, his tank was in the way, everything was in the way.
That was a lot of water coming out the other end, though.
And I have to tell you, if you were a diver and you heard that sound,
You go in the other direction.
I think you'd go in the other direction, because I can hear it very clearly under there, and it sounds like a bad thing.
The funnel and guard were removed from the pipe, and Buster stripped of his tank.
So we're pulling off the cowling, and we're going to try him right on the end of the pipe. That's the worst case scenario. They don't run those machines like that, but that's what we're going to try and see if there's enough suction at all.
Once more, Buster was sucked into the vortex. But as soon as air got into that tube, the suction was broken.
And he's so busted!
It pulled him up out of the water a little bit.
A little bit short of a forest fire.
Well, this new Buster has a lot to live up to.
Yeah, you know, scuba divers the world over now feel safer diving near forest fires thanks to the old Buster's efforts.
And people in elevators know exactly what to expect if and when the cable snaps.
Although, you know, I think our title of that one was a little bit of a giveaway. The elevator of death, not the elevator of happiness.
Or the elevator of love.
No, that is a trapped elevator.
We're not going to test that one, are we?
Not you and me.
I guess that's it. It's an 8-story building.
For the elevator of death, Jamie found a hotel due for demolition and figured they'd get a little head start on the wrecking ball. This is the classic last hope myth. If your elevator falls, can you save yourself by jumping up right before hitting bottom? Buster was going for a ride. To do it, Jamie and Adam needed to rig the elevator to fall.